Listen, okay? Listen to me, alright? I know I'm a drunk. At least I'm not a fall down drunk. I can do shit, you know? There's the white tape. That is acting as T-molding. There you go. And that's my sock over there. And here's the other one flapping on my foot. Because I was sitting there, squatted on the floor. Thought I was going to get a cramp in my back and end up in bed for 2 weeks. Of course, I'm losing weight, so I won't be a fat guy soon. Or at least I won't be too big in the front where I'm tipping and falling over. Almost done. Almost. Everything's almost done. Almost done. Okay, I have to do everything to my vision. If I can't do it to my vision, I'm not sending it till May. Forget it. He's gonna have to wait. And I'm sure you understand, Vince. I fixed the arcade panel. I dismantled the joystick and glued the artwork back down a bit. It didn't hold out too well. You can see the speaker grill is not real. I just pictured that and then colored out the blue and made it red. And I didn't quite get the best color match in the world. That, again, with the coin thing, you can buy it for $5 on eBay if you like, or you can just print it out on photo paper and ask your kid if they got any paste, glue paste. Christ, it works great, man. That ain't going nowhere. It's on there good. I just made a 222-800. 222-800. Well, that's what it says. RBF is my initials. Robert Benjamin Felstein. Okay. The panel. I used the original harness that I had kicking around. And I tried my best to put all the screw holes and loops in the exact same spot. Unfortunately, player 1, player 2 button is not original, so it kind of buggered me up a bit, but I'm happy with it. I have a connector system here, which is the same as Nintendo, so you can put a true Nintendo board on here if you ever get your hands on one. And staples. And I haven't finished taping up. Darn. There's a speaker down there. I haven't finished. Hey, come on. I have to put because there's nothing underneath, you can reach up from underneath. And I found some. What the hell is that doing on there? Bring it off. I found some pull downs. Not exactly arcade style, but I figured out a way to make them work. So they will go underneath. To lock the panel in place, I don't even want to bother with it. There's a plate here. You see that plate? That metal plate? And it goes into a groove in the panel itself. That's to keep it pretty much from sliding. Oh, it slides a little bit. Secure from being pulled down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a couple screws in here. I'm going to marker it, get a marker from underneath and find out exactly where this surface meets up with here, and then put a screw in so it pushes against here. And we'll act like the pull down plate, locking plate, whatever you want to call that. And maybe I'll put one over here and one over here. Yeah! Yeah, baby! So, if you can see how that looks. What I used was, I didn't stick the tape on wood. I knew that was not going to work out. That was a bad plan. There's the tape here. What I did first is I got some dollar store brushes and some dollar store contact cement. This stuff was really useful at one time. I mean, this was like a gift from, never mind, I'm going to say that. But this was really well used stuff. I mean, this was it's still to this day can be used for a lot of different things, but this was like the all-purpose glue of the 50s. So I brushed on the contact cement onto the edge here on this 3/4 inch plywood. Waited for it. With contact cement, you have to wait for it to kind of dry and really get tacky. And you're supposed to do the same on the opposite surface. And when you put the two together, bam! It is a good strong hold. But obviously, I didn't do that to the tape. But the tape kind of already had its own adhesive side. So I got this really dry, sticky, rubbery stuff on here, and then I laid the tape on top of that. I mean, now that well, it's not quite 100% cured, but once that contact cement cures, this stuff is not going anywhere. This is not going to come up. It's already pretty much there. And like I said, I think I got to paint that flat black. I had to cut it away because I was afraid when I was cutting the board I didn't want it to rip and tear, and ended up pulling up some of the artwork. So I ended up pre-cutting it. This was kind of a rush job. That's only paper, printed out paper. I could have done it with photo paper. I have done it before with photo paper, but again, with the dollar store glue, it's on there, it ain't going nowhere. And that's flat black. I was going to paint it shiny black, but really, you know, enough is enough. The angle of the basil, yeah, basil, it's kind of a little steep. See, when I was looking at that and I was trying to figure out stuff, I had to run downstairs 3 flights of stairs and then run back up again. This might be pretty close to the right angle here. I think it is. And you can see obviously there's a bit of a space, a gap there. That can be fixed by fattening up the top of this thing or sticking something in there. But I'll leave that to Vince. Right now, my coin button is this is my coin button. I remember the first time I ever got my first car I ever owned. I must own like 25 cars in my whole lifetime. I remember I got my first car legally certified because I didn't want. Hey, did you hear that? No problem with the cops. And in order to get a certification, the horn has to work. You know, I had one of them fancy chrome mini steering wheels. And what did I end up with for a horn? 2 wires sticking out. Anyhow, who gives a shit, right? 7 credits. Woo! I'm gonna play 7 credits. Anyhow, so I pulled off a 220, sitting on my ass, and this machine is roughly a foot high at this point. I'm definitely gonna have to raise it up. I'm gonna build a box that will bring it up about 2.5 feet. 2.5? No, 1.5 feet. So it'll be about here. So you can sit in a normal computer chair and be quite comfortable. I also added that, which is a electronic emission filter, or EFI, or electrical interference. Whatever. It's old stuff. I got this from a shop like 15 years ago, and the item itself is probably worth about 10 years. So it's about 25 years old. It was a big deal back then. TVs were interfered with all kinds of frequencies. Everything was transmitted. Everyone used rabbit ears. And EMI, electronically emitted, EIM? I can't remember. Whatever, heterodyne. There you go. I'm backing out of this because my batteries are going to die. And that's an annoying Canadian TV show called Marilyn